Charlie Kirk, 31-year-old conservative political commentator and founder of Turning Point USA, was fatally shot during an outdoor campus event at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah, described by officials as a political assassination. The attack happened Wednesday, the 10th, 2025, at approximately 12:20 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. The shooting took place at a Prove Me Wrong table, part of Kirks' American Comeback Tour. The shot was believed to have been fired from roughly 200 feet away, possibly from the roof of the Low C Center. Witnesses say that the shooter wore dark tactical clothing, possibly a helmet and a mask. Only one shot was fired. Authorities say there was no indication of a second shooter. Kirk was shot and taken to the Timpanogos Regional Hospital, but was later pronounced dead. Utah Valley University suspended operations across campus, including satellite campuses, till at least September the 14th as a result. There was a lot of confusion. Authorities initially stated a person of interest or subject was in custody, but later clarified that person was released after interrogation. They were not the shooter. As of the latest updates, no suspect is in custody, and the shooter is still at large. The agencies involved are the Utah Department of Public Safety, the FBI, Utah County officials, local police, and potentially the ATF are coordinating the investigation. Authorities say this appears to have been a target attack rather than a random shooting. An active manhunt is underway. Authorities are appealing for any information that could lead to the shooter. Utah Governor Spencer Cox called it a political assassination, and initially said a person of interest was in custody, later clarified that no suspect was confirmed. Utah DPS Beau Mason emphasized that a suspect is still at large and underlined the ongoing nature of the investigation. FBI Director Kash Patel posted on X that a suspect was in custody, but later clarified the individual has been released after questioning. National response: widespread condemnation from both political parties and accusations of toxic political climate and calls to reduce political violence. Donald Trump made a respectful statement remembering Charlie Kirk as a martyr for the country of America and an advocate for freedom of speech. Charlie Kirk was an outspoken advocate for free speech and open debate. While known for his right-leaning views as the founder of Turning Point USA, he consistently encouraged people from all political backgrounds to challenge him. His campus tours, including Prove Me Wrong series, were designed to give students an unfiltered opportunity to debate him in person. Unlike many other commentators, Kirk rarely clipped opponents out of context, instead airing full exchanges so viewers could hear both sides and form their own conclusions. His sudden loss is a tragedy not only for those who shared his politics, but for anyone who values honest conversation in a divided world. Whether you agreed with him or not, Charlie believed deeply in the power of open dialogue, and that's something worth honouring. Rest in peace, Charlie. I just want to give my own opinion on this, because here at the Observer we try not bring the most middle ground news, so that we just give you the facts so that you can form your own conclusions. But the hearing of the loss of Charlie is absolutely disgusting. I cannot believe it now, that someone would take his life just because of the belief that they didn't like the way that he had his own thoughts and opinions. I mean, how do we live in a world where people can't have different thoughts and opinions, where we all have to do this? It's often heard from the left towards the right that the right are nationalists, fascists, Nazis, or the rest. But how do we live in a world where that's the case, but then at the same time we experience this type of fascism? I don't know what the political views of the person that assassinated Charlie were. I'm certain that they were off against his views, or at least they were just someone that was trying to make a statement. The point is that they had gone and assassinated someone that they didn't agree with. This is the definition of fascism. How can we live in a world like this, where we can't just have open discussion, where we can't just debate and talk to people? At the end of the day, we don't all have to have the same views and opinions. But the point is that if we can have open discussions and discuss these things, and so that we can feel like we're heard, or at least people are understanding our side of the views. It's so easy to get caught up in your own trap. In an openly political world, it's becoming so political and so hatred, so much hatred. How do we live in this world? I can't even put into words how much this loss is affecting myself, because Charlie Kirk was someone that genuinely was a free speech advocate. I had listened to his debates many a times, and no, I didn't agree with everything he said. But at the end of the day, I would have loved the opportunity to debate Charlie because he openly encouraged debate, something that I hold very respectfully. Anyone who sees Charlie as a monster or anything else is clearly just deluded, because at the end of the day, he doesn't have to have the same beliefs as you. He was someone that openly allowed people to discuss and debate with him. They didn't have to share his opinions, they didn't have to do this, and he respectfully listened to them and debated back. Yes, you can see that as arrogance, yes, you can see that as whatever, but we don't all have to share the same views. We live in a very divided world, a world where we all feel like that you have to fall under a certain spectrum. You have to be left, you have to be right, or you want to stay away from it. I think it's just crazy that we can't just all realise what we have in relation and in common. We all live in this world together. A lot of us are definitely not in the upper echelons of the world, and we all are suffering in our own ways. We all are just grinding away at life. And this was Charlie's grind. This was his belief. This was his dream. And I think it's absolutely crazy that someone's life could be taken because of that. It is deeply saddening that Charlie Kirk was taken out. I cannot even put into words how much that affects not just me, but the whole debate community. You'll forever be remembered, Charlie, and thank you so much for the things that you brought to this world. Rest in peace.